Okay, well, speaking of Jurgen Klopp, whose name you just mentioned, I believe he's standing by with Alison Bender for his thoughts and feelings after what's been an exciting day for him, no doubt.
Okay, congratulations, Jurgen. How does it finally feel to get your hands on that trophy?
Outstanding, outstanding. It's from all the not perfect scenarios, it's the most perfect scenario. So our families are now allowed to be there, all tested, all fine. We tried everything to play a good football game before the celebrations. The boys did. Chelsea was a tough opponent, but now it feels exactly like it should feel. Yes, with the crowd, with our supporters together would be a million times better, but we cannot have it. So we make the best of it, and one day we will celebrate together 100%.
What's been the standout moment for you? What's the big moment for you today, the standout moment?
The game, to be honest, that you play a game like this, in a situation like this, where other team, where some people thought we are already on the beach. The boys were not. They wanted to show their families, which I didn't see my family for months, to be honest. We wanted just to show it's still us. It's still us. Whatever the people say, it's still us. And if we want, we can be really uncomfortable for each team. And that was my highlight. Of course, it's nice to have the trophy. That will be the highlight forever. But for today, I love the game.
Congratulations, Ray.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to Alison and Jurgen Klopp, and I want to talk about him and what I view as probably his greatest asset, his greatest trait. I've got an interview lined up with him in a few days' time, so looking at his history, if you look back at his managerial career at Mainz, he was denied relegation on the final day twice before getting promoted. I mean, to overcome the odds, not once but twice, speaks volumes of an individual. We've seen him obviously overthrow Bayern Munich for a period of time when he was at Dortmund. We've also seen him lose a Champions League final but come back the next year to win it. We've seen him lose out on the Premier League title by a single point last year, obviously, and then come back to win it. To be able to do this determinism, Mark, I mean, do you think that's his greatest trait, his standout part of his legacy?
There's obviously the determination, the sheer will, determination, the attention to detail, commitment, obviously. I mean, there's all of the above. I mean, I don't think there's a descriptive word that you can't use in terms of Jurgen Klopp and football and what he's been able to accomplish throughout his whole career. You're right, you know, Dortmund was an amazing accomplishment to break that sort of stranglehold of Bayern Munich's on the Bundesliga title, to be competitive, you know, extremely competitive there for a number of seasons. But I think his biggest challenge was going to Liverpool, you know, to try and break the duck, bring that Premier League title to Liverpool. You know, never won the Premier League title as its current form, to have won it in 30 years for the first time. The way he's done it, the way he's transformed the club. And let's not forget, I think what's even more impressive is that, yes, they've spent money, but they haven't spent ridiculous amounts of money. You know, they've brought in players, they've spent a decent amount of money on players, but they haven't gone out there and spent, you know, building an entire backline for £250,000. Sorry, for, you know, £250 million, like Manchester City did, for example. You know, they've done it strategically. They've done it with very clever vision. And he's made every single player that has come to Liverpool a better player. And that's impressive to me.
Your take on Klopp, Lucho?
I think it is the build-up. I agree totally with Mark. I think the build-up of what he had when he arrived to Liverpool. He arrived and he said, listen, don't ask me for trophies in the next 2-3 years because I need to build up. The team is not ready to play the way that I want them to play. And I need to build up a team that is competitive to play this way. And he started with one target, one clear goal, that is to build a team who works all together. The way that he managed all that kind of situation is just amazing, just remarkable. How he managed a whole dressing room full of stars, full of young players, full of experienced players, and put them all together, that everybody fights for each other. If you go back to last year Champions League quarterfinals, semifinals, when there was no Salah, there was no Firmino, there was no Mane, but Origi, Wijnaldum, Shaqiri, they were needed, they were performed 100%, and that's very difficult. That today, the last day that he was mentioning at the moment, that you arrive to the last, or almost the last one, game of the season, and you win against Chelsea, scoring 5 goals, giving the performance that we saw tonight, it's just amazing. And that's what he created, something that all the players believe in themselves and they believe that they can win to anybody.